Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for One Piece Chapter 996. When we last left our heroes, Marco was fighting Big Mom and Paraspero. Marco was grabbed by Big Mom, was about to be shot with an arrow by Paraspero until Wanda and Carrot, in their Sulong forms, came in and distracted him long enough for Marco to get free. Big Mom left to go back to the Skull Dome. We kind of left that scene there. Meanwhile, Zoro and Drake caught up with Apu. Chopper was infected by the Ice Oni Plague, which is very, very bad, given that he is presumably the only one who can cure everybody. And with Nami, Usopp, Ulti, and Page One, Nami and Usopp were pretty soundly beaten. Ulti offered to let Nami live if she said that Luffy would never become king of the pirates. She refused. And so right as Ulti was about to kill her, Tama showed up with Komachio the dog thing. And that's kind of where we left off, going into at the end of the last chapter. So let's jump right on into chapter 996, Island of the Strongest. Our picture here is Blackbeard and a hippo brushing their teeth. Alright, it's cute. Chapter 996, Island of the Strongest. We open at the Animal Kingdom bath, forehead floor inside the dome. Which might be, I don't know if we know where this is. Is this where Kaido and Black Mariah were at one point? But I think this is Tama and Komachio. Where did that thing come from? That was a Komainu lion dog from the Wano mainland. Otama, Komachio, thank you! So yeah, this is, it looks like, Tama and Komachio are running through the Skull Dome, with, Nami and Usopp on their back after being rescued, from Ulti and Page One. Hang on tight, Tama tells them, and Nami comes to Usopp. Usopp, are you alright? And then we hear Ulti and Page One, still chasing after them, as Ulti tells Page One, Pei, go bite that stupid dog in two! And Page One gets on to her, why me? You do it! What? We still don't really know a whole lot about them to really know. I don't even know what the relationship is exactly. Ulti and Page One. I feel like this whole Page One doesn't want to chase them down is kind of a new reaction. But anyway, Usopp just kind of lets out this blah 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 blah. And Nami tells him, no, of course you're not alright. Let's focus on the positive. I'm fine! Fucking savage, Nami. And then Usopp just lets out a hey! And then I think there's a whap sound, which might be him, accidentally headbutting something. I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to be, but he's, reacts, and then he's knocked unconscious again, I think. Anyway, that panel is way too small for that gag to work. Anyway, Nami asks, Otama, how did you get here? And Tama tells her, we got a ride on the enemy's ship. What? With the enemy? Does Nami not know about Tama's ability? Her ability to, get animals on her side? Which I think was her... That's a devil fruit, right? That's almost certainly a devil fruit. It's been a while since the beginning of Wano, so I don't remember exactly. But anyway, we see this monkey guy coming in to attack Page One. Key! And he slashes his sword down, but it's bit by Page One's dinosaur form. And Tama tells him, keep them at bay for 3 minutes, Hihimaru. Key! And Page One, ugh. What's with this baboon? Wherever in the world did you come from? Ulti snaps at him. And Nami looks back, but they're ferocious. That giant monkey's in trouble. And Tama snaps at her. Don't belittle his power, Nami. We came here as samurai. And now we move into the right brain tower center hallway with Yamato and his fight with Sasaki. Which makes it look like this chapter is going to be another overview chapter like last week. Anyway, he readies his mace. That's enough. Get out of the way! And he whacks the shields that Sasaki's men have pulled up, and they just kind of shatter. You'll never finish all of us, young master. And one of the guys shoots Yamato from behind the barrier. And Yamato kind of, Yamato, you can't keep doing this, or that's Momo. And Shinobu tells him, you there, if you're a samurai, make up your mind. Abandon me and save Lord Momonosuke. No! Yamato snaps at her, huh? Kozuki Oden would never do that! So yeah, we're seeing the will of Odin is still very strong in Yamato. And Shinobu is like on the ground now, weakened. Why are you stubborn? And Sasaki sheaths his sword and tells him, if you think you can protect dead weight and still defeat me, I take that as an insult, Master Yamato. I can't go losing my superb armored division. You really made a mess of things here. And Sasaki now unsheaths his sword. Sasaki. And Sasaki, or I think that is Sasaki's mouth. Though it might be Yamato's. It starts to grow fangs. It's pointed in the same direction as Yamato's head on the previous panel, so I think it's Yamato. But I can't quite say for sure. Because Sasaki has because we see on the previous page, Sasaki has these two very large bottom fangs that are not there on the mouth on page 6, which means that is Yamato growing fangs, which explains Sasaki's reaction of shock. But just then we hear ha-cha-cha-cha, and there is Haccha and Franky, who is still either chasing or being chased by Haccha. And Franky calls, "Yikes! Look out!" And Momonosuke sees him. What? Franosuke? That you, Momo? And Yamato calls out, oh, I know who that is. Luffy's companion, Franky the Cyborg, 94 million berries. I've never seen anyone like him in my life. Interestingly, though, this panel of Yamato here, his mouth is back to normal. So maybe whatever transformation Yamato was beginning on that last page is kind of cancelled by seeing Franky. He's kind of snapped out of it. But then we see Haccha still chasing after Franky, readying a big ol' whack. Haccha? And Franky tells him, stop! Just because you can't catch me doesn't mean you should... and then I think this is Sasaki's men asking, Haccha? What is that idiot doing? But just then Haccha slams his mace down. Everyone is sent flying, especially Franky. But it looks like Yamato's there. Yamato's flying too. Yeah! He busted a hole in the floor. And just then, Yamato, Momo, Shinobu, and Franky all fall into this hole that Haccha has built. And then I think that's Yamato's line. Oh, right! Down was an option! Momonosuke, Shinobu, will escape through the floor. Which is kind of not the same thing he was saying about how he won't run away from Sasaki. Though maybe he was more saying, I won't run away without taking you with me to Shinobu. But now that there is an escape route that will let Shinobu live too, escape is back on the table. Anyway, Momo, Shinobu, you okay? Are you caught? This is Yamato, not Yamato, this is Franky, who sees Yamato with Momo and Shinobu. And Shinobu tells him, no, we're being rescued. And Franky looks over the situation. Who's that? And Yamato tells him, Franky the Cyborg, take care of this. Luffy put me in charge of these two. And Franky never gonna disobey an order from Luffy. In that case, sure thing, whoever you are. I super got this. Is take care of this referring to Haccha or to Sasaki or to both? Either way, Franky stays only a level down after falling into the pit, while Yamato and the rest of them go the rest of the way. And Yamato says, I ought to thank him. Huh? Shinobu asks, just a moment. At least I can take out that one. And he throws his mace up at Haccha. Narikabuna arrow! And it hits Haccha right in the chin. I think maybe taking him out. Yeah, he's kind of like, his chin is busted. And Franky just looks in shock. Huh? Did that mystery person do that? Who was that? So yeah, with that, Haccha is down. Yamato just knocks him out in one hit. And Sasaki, oh no! Haccha! Hey, Yamato just took Momonosuke down that hole! Quit wasting time. Down the hole and after them. And as Yamato runs, he carries the two of them. Momonosuke, You must survive. It is imperative that you survive. You are the one who must guide the world to the dawn. And Momo is confused by that statement. I'm a little curious about it too. Specifically, that most of the Momonosuke drama is centered around Wano, not the world itself. So maybe there's something more to that. Maybe Yamato's just being dramatic in his deep love for the Kozukis. Anyway, we then check in on the second basement floor with Law. For the first time since I think he arrived at the back door with the rest of the Akazaya and Kanjuro. Or to fight Kanjuro, in the fight that we didn't get to see, and I'm still really bitter about that. Don't think I forgot. Anyway, second basement floor, he cuts down one of the smiles, and he flashes back to Corazon, or Rocinante, or both. I forget exactly what his real name was. You know who I mean. The people of the D are known as the enemies of the gods. And we see Law, like, walking through... Is this the snow? This is, like, the ruins of his home kingdom? Again, been a while, I kind of forgot the exact details. I remember the larger strokes of his backstory, but the details of what that image is from, that might actually have been... Because I think Corazon died in a snowy land. So that might be him crying after Corazon's death. But anyway, as he's walking through... Oh, he's found a poneglyph! Okay. Right, because Kaido had one of the road poneglyphs, right? And he thinks, my true name is Trafalgar D. Waterlaw. Your alias? That's right. Oh, and this is him and Robin. In a scene that I don't know that we've seen before. Although maybe we have. Did the water... Like, I feel like he originally just went by Trafalgar Law. So I feel like the water is also supposed to be implying something, though I don't know if we ever really found out what. Anyway. In the flashback, Robin tells him, I'm stunned. You have the name of D as well. And Law tells her, you're the only one I would tell this. Thank you for your trust, but I don't have the answers for you. Luffy may not care, but I find the D name to be fascinating. So the only way is to follow the red stones? Yes, and that means beating the four emperors. Not that they'll make it easy. So yeah, I do like the idea, like, one of the big mysteries of this series is what the D name is about. And as Robin reminds us, Luffy does not give a damn about the mystery of the D. Anyway, Law looks at the poneglyph, and it's not one of the red poneglyphs. Not this one. Need a redstone. And then he says to himself, hey Korra, I've made up my mind. I want to know the meaning of this checkered fate. And that's all we get out of him. As we then move on to the third floor, as we just see, like, this destruction going on. Something's coming this way! It took my weapon! I'm being swallowed! And it's Kid and Killer, as Kid is just, like, with his devil fruit, getting all of these weapons onto his metal arm. It's Eustace Captain Kidd! Yeah! You think we got enough, Killer? He asked Killer, who just laughs. Wah wah! He's dragging along all the scrap metal in the castle. Stop him! Don't let him reach the roof! Okay. So, I'm curious how Kid is going to impact all this, with an arm that big, also. Like, at a certain point, it's like, can he even move with that? Anyway, do you think we got enough, Killer? Is the line. And then Killer responds, good question. And there's Killer. Our enemy is the world's strongest pirate. You can't have too much. And Kid just laughs, haha, good answer. And now we check in on the roof of the Skull Dome with Kaido himself. As he hits Kinemon with his club. Kinemon falls to the ground, beaten and bloodied. Kaido whacks him again. We see that Denjiro coming at him, and we just see the spatter of blood in the aftermath as Kaido knocks him down. And that's all we get from that plot line. Alright, moving on. We're back on the performance floor with Big Mom. Big Mom's back! Everyone, like, reacts in terror at Big Mom's arrival. We see Robin, Chopper, whose ice oni freezing has now covered, like, half of his face. And even Apu, Zoro, and X Drake take in the news. And Big Mom tells them, don't worry. I'm only interested in going up top, where Kaido is. And then we cut into the middle of the second floor. Hurry, hurry! What floor are we on now? If we climb those stairs, we'll be at the third. And it's Team Luffy, who are now making their way to the top. The roof is above the fifth floor. Jinbei tells Luffy, "Got it. Just you wait, Kinemon." And Sanji stops them. Huh? Hey, do you guys hear that? And they kind of look at him questioningly. Can't you hear it from the third floor? Hear what? And Sanji focuses some more. Eek! Come, my dear, that's it. But my lord, you mustn't. It would be so naughty. Oh boy. Sanji, this is not the time. This is in no way the time, Sanji. Next chapter hits November 29th. Okay. Like I said in last week's review, the overview chapters of the raid are not my favorite. Like I've said before, I think the series is better when it really hones in on one part of the fight and just lets a whole chapter's worth of content happen there. Though this chapter is so jam-packed with shit going on in every scene, some of these scenes even feel like a full chapter's worth of content, especially the Yamato stuff, which is really the largest part of the chapter. Everything else is like a couple of pages at best. Like we see Tama, and she's going somewhere with Usopp and Nami, maybe just to get them out of the way for a minute so they can rest and heal. But Tama's got her own little private army now, what with her abilities. We then also see a little bit with Law as he kind of settles definitively on unlocking the answers of the D, which is good that someone is invested in the D mystery, because Luffy sure ain't. We also get a little bit of Kid as they head towards the roof. Kaido as he just kind of wreaks mayhem on the Akazaya. Like we saw in the past, they were doing kind of good against Kaido's dragon form. But in his human form, they kind of stand no chance against him. He easily takes them down. And maybe that's just in his dragon form, he has more of himself to watch over so they can get in little hits. But here, they have to come right to his arms where he can easily whack them. But yeah, the Akazaya are not doing too hot. Like at all. They're maybe not down for the count for good, but they're not in a great spot, even slightly. And now, joining Luffy on the race to the top is not just Kid, but Big Mom as well. So yeah, who knows what's going on there? Who knows how that's gonna shake up? Also, Sanji is distracted at the worst possible time. Like, even if Sanji is just deeply, deeply horny. Like, I was kind of critical of Sanji for leaving at the beginning of the raid, but that worked out in the end, because it turned out that Sanji was just kind of, took that, I think there's a beautiful lady that way, or whatever, as an excuse to sneak off and go save Momo. Here, he actually does hear something. We see him hear it. We hear what he hears. And this is just not the time. Like, even that moment, there was, like, not enough going on that it really would have impacted things. This is what they think is the final push. I'm doubtful this is even going to be the end of Wano, actually. I learned recently that Kabuki plays... This is a bit of a tangent. I learned recently that Kabuki plays have 5 acts. And given that this arc has been kind of, dresses itself up in acts, I think there might be 5 acts of the Wano arc in a reference to Kabuki plays. And this is only Act 3. So if so, we're kind of only the midway point of Wano. Possibly. Who knows? But my point being, this is just not a good time for Sanji to run off. Anyway, all that being said for the overview, the more overview stuff, let's get into what kind of this chapter's meat. Its longest scene by, like, a large margin, is the Yamato stuff. Specifically, Yamato's Haccha-induced escape, allows Yamato to finally get rid of Haccha, who's just not interesting enough of a character for me to be too upset. that he goes down so easily. But now, leaving Franky to fight Sasaki, well, Yamato takes care of Momo and Shinobu. I'm trying to kind of come to grips with what my thoughts on this part are. Specifically in that One Piece keeps on, teasing a fight and then not giving it many times. We saw that with some of the earlier Big Mom things at the start of the raid, when Big Mom was like chasing Chopper and Usopp, and then left to go deal with Nami, and then we never even saw her deal with Nami. And then we saw it most egregiously with Kanjuro, as Kanjuro just kind of like killed off screen, which is really fucking weird, and I don't know why that was there at all. And now, like, at least here we're still given another fight in place of Yamato versus Sasaki, as Franky faces him down now. But either way, even still, Sasuke's just like not interesting enough of a character for me to be too invested in the storyline. The really interesting thing here, though, is what goes on with Yamato's mouth on page 6. How all of a sudden he has fangs, and then Franky shows up and they go away. But Sasaki distinctly reacts to them. So how that's going to all play out is far beyond me. But yeah, there's just a whole lot going on here. We get Tama, we get the Yamato stuff, we have Law, Kid, Big Mom, Kaido, Luffy. So many things. Most of them only like starting to move. Like Luffy especially, nothing really happens in that storyline. Kid, similarly nothing happens. We find out that things have been happening. Which is, again, one of the raid's biggest, like, narrative tricks, is tell us what happened in between appearances of a character. And honestly, it is probably my least favorite part of this arc. But anyway, that's all I have to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!